What up, YouTube? What's going on, man? You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Sports Guy TV, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it cracking. Yeah, man, the morning after the biggest fight made in boxing between Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. I did an immediate reaction video last night, but that was an immediate one. After processing everything, watching the fight in general, Terrence Crawford was the more superior fighter in that fight. His jab was better. His counters were definitely better. His patience, his punch placement was sharper. He was quicker to the punch. He let Earl do his 1-2, jab to the head, jab to the body, and he countered. Jab to the head, jab to the body, countered again. Jab to the head, jab to the body, overhand right. I mean, his punches was crisp. And when he needed to, he applied pressure to Earl. He backed Earl up, which you rarely ever see a fighter do. Earl was just a lot slower. On his reaction time, he was way off. And Terrence was just faster, man. Terrence is the smarter boxer, the smarter fighter. He was the more accurate puncher, which to me was the difference, because I don't care how good of a chin you have. If a person is hitting you on the exchanges the way Earl was getting hit with the accuracy and the force, eventually you're going to get knocked down. You got to give credit to Earl Spence for getting up, continuing to get up, and continuing to still, fight his fight, which was coming forward. He didn't have a plan B. Plan A was the plan that he had throughout the whole fight. While Terrence could have multiple game plans. And what's crazy in this fight, and you all know that I was pulling for Earl Spence, and I'm going to continue to support Earl Spence. I'm going to continue to support Bud Crawford. I spoke highly of both of them guys in all my videos because that's the respect level that I have for both fighters. But if they were to rematch, which Earl want to exercise, and hopefully he says at 154, from watching that fight, I don't really see where Earl could be successful at unless he changes a lot of things. And it's just this movement. It's just, if anybody can come from adversity, it seems to be Earl Spence. When he lost in the Olympics, he came back better. But Terrence really didn't take no punishment in this fight. And he just put on a master performance. And it seems like right now, Terrence Crawford is just a guy, man. He's just a guy. And I don't see where Earl can really win this fight if they do a rematch. I think Terrence Crawford could, go up to 154 and do what he says as far as challenging Charlo. But even though Charlo is getting ready to fight Canelo Alvarez, but at 147, if Bud can stay at 147, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight someone like Keith Thurman or Boots Ennis. I think those would be great fights, especially Boots in his fight because they're similar fighters, as far as the counter punching, the slick boxing, the defense. Earl defense was not good. The flaws that I pointed out that I seen every now and then when he being off of balance, when he throws punches, he paid for them. Terrence made him pay for them. And, ultimately he got the job done. Now, what I can say about Terrence Crawford, he's a class act, so is Errol Spence. But in victory, Terrence Crawford was still an honorable guy. He still gave Errol Spence his credit and the respect. And in defeat, Errol Spence didn't make no excuses. He gave the better man his credit. So like I said before, after they get their fights out the way, I can see those two gentlemen at the end of the day, kind of being cool, man. Seems like the respect is mutual. They both stand on principles, morals, and values about family and, obviously about boxing. I just wanted to say, Terrence Bud Crawford, man, he proved me wrong. He proved a lot of people wrong, and he proved a lot of people right. He proved himself right. He proved his camp, his team right, and all his believers and supporters right, that he's just a better fighter. And at the end of the day, styles make fights, and Terrence Bud Crawford's style matched up perfectly for Errol Spence. Now, there are a few things I noticed that Errol could do, but Errol will have to get out of the comfort zone of standing in front of a guy like Terrence Crawford, and he'll have to use more movement. And he'll have to, just change up his boxing pattern. If you don't have more than one game plan against a elite fighter like Terrence Bud Crawford, then you're in trouble. I seen Bud standing in front of him, taking some punches, putting his hands up, taking some punches until he figured out when was the best time to counter. And he did that, and he put Earl down. What y'all guys' thoughts of the fight? Would you guys be open to see a rematch? It was a one-sided fight. I gave Earl the first round, but that was about it. After the knockdown in the second round, obviously Earl was in a deep hole, and it looked like he was fighting almost from a desperation standpoint, because he knew he was down on the cards, and it was going to kind of be hard to get back, and you could see him forcing some stuff, forcing some shots, and Terrence made him pay. But, man, it's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion, and I'm out. Till the next time.